thrown into the adult world. Like being by yourself, fake it until you make it. You guys have to be realistic. I just finished my freshman year of college a couple of days ago, and I wanted to kind of just share everything that I learned this year with you guys because I definitely learned so much, so I wanted to pass on that advice. So if you're about to be a freshman or you're going into sophomore year or you're still in high school, I think this advice is super great. So let's get started. The first thing that I would say is make sure that you document your moments. I really didn't document that much this year. Everything I have is really just from what I film and a couple pictures here and there. But I wish that I had taken so many more pictures and so many more videos. I feel like I really don't have that much in my camera roll of everything that I did this year. And I really wish that I did, because even though I didn't do that many things, I feel like the little things I did do were so fun and so important that I wish I could look back on them. And in so many situations I just did not take pictures. And yes, it's important to live in the moment, but you're gonna want to look back at that, and it's just so nice to see that and kind of reflect back on your year. The second one is get involved in school. This is my biggest thing that I wish that I had done so much more of. I felt so incredibly lost for my first year of college. I felt like I didn't know anything. I was just so completely lost on where to find information on what everything was. And for me also, I did not live on campus. I was commuting, so I felt like I never had enough time, so I never really got involved. But I really wish I had. I'm gonna get so much more involved this next year, and I think it's so important to really get involved in clubs and organizations, in sports, in activities, and literally anything. Colleges especially, I feel like on campus have so many activities that you can do. They have so many events, they have so many free stuff, they have so many little fun things that I never really went to, because I also felt like I didn't really have a buddy to go with, and a lot of times I didn't have same schedules with people that I normally saw. In situations like that, I just didn't go, and I didn't look, and I didn't get involved. I feel like it's so important just to get you to get out there and do more stuff and learn more things and make connections. It's something that I really regret about my freshman year that I didn't do. The third one I think is my biggest one. It's gonna get really lonely. If you are an incoming freshman, I'm gonna tell you right now that it is gonna be a tough year, because it is gonna feel really lonely at times, especially if you're not going to college with someone that you already know. It's genuinely such a huge change. You're gonna be by yourself a lot of the time, and you're gonna have to learn to being by yourself, to spending time with yourself. When you're little, all the way through high school, you're kind of surrounded by the same people, the same community. You have your family, you have your friends, and you get lonely sometimes, but you never really feel it. And I feel like college is where you step into this environment and this community where all of you are thrown into the adult world, into being by yourself and not being attached to your family and your friends anymore. You're gonna have times where you miss your parents, where you just want to go home, where you miss your friends. I know in the beginning I had such a struggle because I missed my friends. I remember I had times where I'd be I don't want to make new friends, I want my friends. I want the friends that I already have, I want the friends I already made. I would keep looking for the friends that I had in other people, their personalities, and no one's the same as your actual friend. It's feeling that sense of your support system kind of being so far from you, kind of being taken away from you. But for me, I felt it was really overwhelming, and I had so many times where I just felt so lonely, so alone. With that though, I do want to say, please do not be scared to put yourself out there. I had such an issue with this, and I think it does also root from my anxiety. I think I really suppressed a lot of my personality this year because I felt so many people knew each other, so many people were so good at just socializing and becoming friends, and I felt I was just there. I felt my confidence and my smile and like my personality comes from being with people that make me feel like I'm in a safe space, that I can just be myself. And when I'm with new people that I have no idea who they are, it makes me retreat into my little shell. And I really wish that I had put myself out there more and been more confident in myself, because I do love who I am. And when I have those moments where I am confident, I end up connecting so much better with the people in my class, with my friends, with everybody. And I feel like it's just so important to be confident, and if you're not, at least fake it until you make it. You know, your energy has such an influence on other people, and if you're walking around with this negative energy, all like hunched over and shy, like people are not going to want to come talk to you. You need to have confidence in yourself, and you need to radiate this energy that you feel good. When I had days when I was feeling my best and I felt like I was dressed cute and I looked pretty and I was just feeling like a good day vibe, so many more people, even strangers, would like come up and talk to me out of nowhere. And it felt so nice feeling like I had an inviting energy where people felt safe enough to come and talk to me and have a conversation with me. That doesn't happen when I have that negative energy around me. Definitely learn how to be confident in yourself and radiate that positive, like sweet, warm energy, and people are gonna gravitate towards you. My other biggest thing is find your organization system, and you're really gonna need to be organized, especially if you're getting involved, especially if you have a lot to do, especially if you have a lot of studying to do, and if you have work, and if you have this and that, like you are gonna need to be organized. Best things is color coding your Google Calendar. I do that. This is what mine looks like, and it is so nice. I feel like I can so easily check, see what I have coming up, and manage my time wisely. Time management is huge. You guys have to be realistic. I started adding like a little extra buffer time in between the time I actually thought it was, to be more realistic, and that really helped me with my time management. I also use Notion. That is my organization system. I feel like it helps me so much. This is kind of what mine looks like. I have my to-do, I have it separated with my school stuff, my personal stuff. I have my school tab specifically. It's an easy place to just store every single bit of information and have it all there. It works really well for me personally. With that, the next thing that I would say is about equally as important is finding your study technique. This was my biggest issue this entire year. I'm the type of person where school has always come really easy to me. I have always been in like advanced classes. I was in APs, pre-APs, IBs. Like I was always taking all of that advanced stuff in high school, and I would never really need to study to get good grades. Like I was one of those people, I would literally review it like 5 minutes before and I would get A's and B's. That was bad for me because I never learned how to study. So I never had any study techniques. When I got to college, and especially because I'm studying medicine, I realized I actually needed to study, and I had no idea how to study, and I struggled the entire year because I could not find a study method that worked for me. I kept trying new things and I kept seeing that it wasn't working, and I would get so frustrated because I knew I wasn't stupid, like I'm not dumb. I just didn't know how to study, and it was really difficult for me. So I think the biggest thing I would say to you guys is find a way that works for you before you even start college. And if you are in college, find it like ASAP, because it is so important. And if you're a procrastinator like me, you're really gonna have to let that go. Like you can have moments where you procrastinate. I definitely did. Like I'm guilty. I procrastinated so much. But I cannot emphasize to you guys how amazing it felt when I didn't procrastinate, when I would do my stuff in class, right out of class, right when it got assigned to me, and I didn't have to worry about it. Like it felt so great not having to have that like in the back of my mind. Also because I had a time where I did procrastinate on an assignment, and I was literally turning it in at 11:57 when it was due at 11:59, and my Wi-Fi went out, and I was not able to turn it in on time. And my teacher did not take it. My professor gave me a 0 for it. And I was really upset because I had done the whole thing, but I didn't ever think that my Wi-Fi would go out, and my professor didn't care. So do not procrastinate. My next thing is making friends is gonna be hard. It's gonna be really difficult. And I'm not just saying that because it's a new environment, it's new people, but because people are gonna really show their true selves. And they're either gonna be really, really fake or really cool people. I had a conversation with my dad in the first semester, and I was really upset because I felt like I didn't have any friends. And he was like, well, like, you have to try harder. You have to reach out to people, and you have to put yourself out there, and you have to talk to them. And I was like, yes, but also no, because that's not the issue. I am putting myself out there. I am talking to them, and I am trying, but it's also the people that do talk to me. Sometimes I don't want to be friends with them. I am very much like a vibe, energy reader, and there were a lot of people that had really bad vibes, and I just am not the kind of person to surround myself with that kind of energy. I definitely met some people that were very great, really cool, that were always super sweet, that were never judgmental, that only ever gave good vibes, and I automatically gravitated towards them. So I would say making friends and having good friends is going to be pretty difficult, at least freshman year. Make sure your friends are quality over quantity. Pick them wisely. A lot of people are great and a lot of people are not that great. My next thing is do not be afraid to ask for help. This is something that I really struggled with, and I think it's something I always struggle with in general. I hate having to ask for help. It's really gonna hurt you in the end if you don't ask for help. So don't be scared to ask for help with anything. I wish I had asked so much more about how to get involved, about organizations, about clubs, about activities, about extracurriculars, about anything, because I felt really clueless so much of the time. I felt so lost, like all year, so lost. And it's because I didn't ask, and I didn't ask questions, and I didn't look for help. And it's just really not gonna help you at all if you don't ask for help. Especially in class, you know, if you have a question, ask the freaking question. I did not ask questions, and I was so lost so many times, and I would search it on Google, and I would search it in my textbook, and I would ask people, and I still didn't understand, and I was too scared to go ask the professor, and I didn't, and it wasn't good for me. So ask questions, especially because college is so expensive, and if you are not asking questions, and if you are not focused on you knowing things and on growing your knowledge and asking your questions, you are throwing that money in the trash. Prioritize balance. Balance is gonna be so important. It's so easy to get lost in either having too much fun or staying inside too much, studying too much, getting too, you know what I mean? You need to be able to work well with a clear mind. You need to have a balance of taking time to yourself and taking time for your hobbies and the stuff that you wanna do, but also school. Make routines. Make sure that you are prioritizing your health physically, mentally. Go to the gym, draw, meditate, go on walks. Make sure you're eating well. Like, really have that balance of taking care of yourself, but also putting in the effort for school. You can never give 100% if you yourself are not at 100%. My next thing is gonna be your environment is really gonna influence you. Your environment forms you as a person. I knew one of my biggest things when choosing a college was it had to be like aesthetic, like it had to be cute, because I cannot work in an environment that immediately makes me feel depressed. Like, I toured so many colleges, and I know there were some that it just stepping into campus felt so like gloomy. It felt so like unmotivating. Like, I needed a campus where every time that I walked into campus, it would make me feel like I was ready for the day. Like, it was good energy, good vibes flowing, like good ambiance. You know, I love my campus. It's super cutesy, it's outdoorsy looking, it has animals walking around, like it's everything that I love and need. So that environment matters so much. But also the people you surround yourself with. People are super influential. If you are always hanging out with negative people, with people that are cussing all the time, with people that don't do their work, with people that are just really negative and hateful all the time, you yourself are going to become one of those people. But if you surround yourself with really positive people, with people that are always on their stuff, that are always trying to get involved, that are always super sweet, that people, you know, look up to them, you yourself are going to become one of those people. My next thing is don't take things personally. I think every campus and all professors are different, but in my case, there were a lot of times where I had to not be sensitive because professors can be mean. Just know that that's who they are as a person, and they're just beefing with everybody. Like, don't get upset, because I had instances where professors would be mean to me, where they would say things to me that like would make me want to cry, where they would be so passive aggressive. I had professors that were saying that we were like kind of call us stupid, and like you're gonna have professors that are really like mean, that are really aggressive, that do not care, that you could tell them, hey, my power went out all night, I couldn't go anywhere, I couldn't do my assignment, and they will not take it, and they will not care. They will not care. They will not take your excuses. They're there to do their job, and they do not care about anything else. Like, you're gonna come across those kinds of professors, and you need to just get over it. Like, you just need to deal with it and not take it personally, because I struggled with that so much. I was so upset, and you really can't be, because you're not going to change them, and the school's not going to do anything about it. Another thing, group stuff, group work, working with groups is going to be bad. It's going to be frustrating, and it's going to be difficult. I don't know what happens in the whole transition from high school to college, but people lose their group working skills, I swear, because when I got to college, all of freshman year, group work was so infuriating. It's just so much harder to communicate and to get them to do their stuff and to get them to do it right. And I'm saying this because every single time I had to work with a group, the same thing happened. In every class with different people, and every single time it was the exact same thing. People don't communicate, people don't answer texts, people don't do their part. So make sure that if you are doing group work, just do your part, do it on time, answer the texts, and if somebody else doesn't do it, do not be afraid to call them out on it or to tell your professor. Like, a lot of us were really like, you know, you don't ever want to be the person that tattles on the other, like, oh, hey, this person didn't do their part, they, you know, nobody wants to be that kind of person, but do not be afraid to be that person, because it isn't fair. Like, you cannot be spending your time doing your part of the project, your part of the assignment, and this person doesn't do anything, or they do the bare minimum, and then they get the exact same grade as you. Like, it's not fair. My last thing is gonna be know your worth. I can't really say a lot on relationships in college. Like, I'm still in my relationship from senior year, and we are long distance, but from hearing stories about people in my class, about my friends, do not let anybody treat you in any way that you're not supposed to be treated. Respect yourself. You are already going through such a change, and you're going through so much, and you're stressing about so much, and you do not need an extra stressor. I'm really happy with my relationship, and if you are a graduating senior going into college and you are scared of long distance, or you don't want to do long distance, or worrying, or you're thinking about long distance, I recommend it. I can do a whole other video on it. I have so much to say about it, but I really recommend it because it allows you to really grow as a person and prioritize yourself, but while also being in that relationship and having that love and support and being able to work and grow with your partner, but also individually, if that makes sense. Like, you're gonna need support, and you're gonna need love, and you're gonna need somebody to compliment you and to hype you up, and you know what I mean, to make you feel good in yourself and be confident. So make sure that that is your partner. Make sure, whether you're dating in college in person or you're in a long distance relationship, you have somebody that is gonna hype you up, that is gonna support you, that is gonna help you with your studying, that is gonna be there for you and tell you that you can do it. That is all the advice I would give you guys. Don't get involved in drama. Make sure that you know how to study. Don't take things personally. Surround yourself with good vibes. If you have any questions for me, make sure to leave them in the comments. If you yourself have any advice for high school or for college or the whole transition and you want to share, also put them in the comments. I will love to read it, and I bet other people would as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope it helped at least a little bit. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.